Well, and so there may be those that are in the chat and listening and saying, I don't have a huge audience. I feel like I don't have a lot of readers. And so Dawn, I actually want to kick over to you this response and then hear from the rest of our panel. What do you say to the person who's saying, I don't really have a lot of followers? Can I still do this street team if I have a few participants?
Yes, because here's the thing, it's not, building a street team is not about how many followers you have. That's why you're building the street team. You could be completely new to Instagram the way Jane Allen was. When she started her Instagram account, I remember when she had 25 followers and now she has like close to 5,000, but it wasn't, her numbers started to increase after I chose people who did have an active and larger platform on Instagram. So even though she had 25, one of the Bookstagrammers that shared her content had 10,000. Another had 14,000, another had 9,000. Some people had 1,500 or 500, but they all had more than 25. So having them share her book, her numbers, her own following increased simply because all roads were leading back to this is the author, and that's how her numbers come up. So your social media numbers will increase because all these different individuals across social media are basically sharing information about your book. So your street team will actually help you to grow your own following.
All right. And Kosoko, would this matter if this was a debut novel or book, or, is there another line of decision that's made if somebody already has a couple books out?
I don't think the line of decisioning changes at all. I think we go into this conversation often in all forms of writing. Does social media sell books? Mm-hmm. I think the answer goes back and forth depending on who you ask. And I think it's a middle ground answer that most book sales are not done by social media, but like what Astrid mentioned, that it's another way of having people check one of those 7 times that they saw your book. So maybe that time they saw it might not be the time that makes them go out to the store and buy it. But then when they go into Barnes & Noble and they're looking for a book, they're like, hey, I saw this great picture by this Bookstagrammer on Instagram. So I think it's helpful to have a bigger following. Obviously, the bigger the following, the better. But I don't think it's required. And you have to start somewhere anyway. So maybe your debut, you might start with 25, but maybe on book 3, you'll have 5,000.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And Latasha is saying that's so encouraging. Thank you. So we are glad we are encouraging you. All right.